Good afternoon, students. I'm going to tell you about the assignment that you're going to be doing during Walk to Read today and tomorrow. But first, I wanted to let you say hi to Margaret and Louie. Louie just had a good meal. He's in his sleep sack. There's Margaret.
Hi.
There's a close up on Mr. Louie. He's kind of out cold. Let's hope he stays that way for a little bit. Okay, so on your Google Classroom, I will have the link to this week 2 blog of your weekly blog. And we've gone over, and yesterday you guys figured out how to post everything correctly. So that shouldn't be a problem, and really shouldn't worry about that tomorrow. But I'm going to tell you about the specifics for the assignment today and tomorrow. So, with your group, decide how many chapters you're going to read, 3 or 4, probably depending on your book. Make sure you check it off with Mrs. Sizek. Then here's the important part. I want you to go onto this document, and I want you to answer these questions for your blog. So the main 2 questions are, what is a conflict? Oops, I should say what is a conflict in your story? So you have 2 choices here. You can tell me what the main conflict of your story is, or you can tell me about a smaller conflict that happened within the chapter. So I want you to explain it descriptively. If you're doing the art, go ahead and draw it, and then make sure that you do this part down here where you have a good caption to show what you've done. The second, and then podcast people, just make sure you talk about it and use evidence. The second part of it is, what is the point of view of your story? We talked about point of view last week. Is that first or third person? If it's third person, is it limited or omniscient? So I want you to write down evidence from your text to prove that your answer is correct. Include a page number and paragraph number. So we did some practice the last couple of weeks when we were doing point of view. So pick a couple sentences, a paragraph to that show that it's first or third person. And then the last part I want you to do again is pick a quote. And then explain why you picked it. Some students just put the quote last week. You need to explain why it's important. And then the last part, art blog people, make sure that you're following the directions down here. Podcast people, make sure you're doing the directions down here. Podcast, actually, most of you, you'll probably just get started on it today by the time you get done reading, and then tomorrow you'll be doing your recording. And art people, tomorrow you'll probably be doing your captions and posting it. I expect that you have your week 2 blog posted by the end of Walk to Read tomorrow. So have fun doing it. Remember, I don't want garbage, I want good stuff. Have a good Thursday and Friday. Side video note, Margaret just told me that it's not omniscient, it's omniscient.
Omniscient.
Omniscient. So I've been saying it wrong for 8 years. Bye-bye. Bye.